What's up, guys? We're back. Today we're going to be doing a video about the RSX. Today we're going to be installing shifter base bushings. These actually go on the inside of your car in the shifter of the actual base of the shifter, hence the name shifter base bushings. Today we're going to be showing you how to remove the console of your RSX, how to remove the original shifter bushing, and to replace it with these billet base bushings. I got mine from my buddy here in Houston, Strut King, because he's in my town. He also sells he did sell at one time shifter bushings for the transmission area. He no longer sells those, so I do have an old set. I'll show you how to install those as well, but I will be upgrading those to probably some hybrid racing ones that have these spherical bushing in the center, so we don't get any bending of our shifter cables. So right now, let's go ahead and get inside the car, install these shifter base bushings, and we'll go step by step. Tune in. All right, guys, we are inside the car right now. Now, I bought this car used. It was a 2002 Acura RSX base. You all know I have K-Series motors. I got plenty of motors to change out. AC's blowing cold. I removed the radio. It actually had a Kenwood unit in it. I'm going to put the block-off plate here. I don't need a radio in this car. Don't want to hear it. I'm going to be teaching my daughter how to drive in this car, and I don't need her having distractions. We'll get her a nicer car when she's actually driving. But we're going to go ahead and remove this center console, and we're going to install the shifter base bushings. Now let's first begin by removing the center console. The first thing we're going to need to do is pop off this here, okay? There are tabs here and here. It pops straight off. You can use a flathead, and I loosened mine earlier, so it may come off easier. Well, it actually doesn't come off that easy, but mine did, because I didn't snap it at the bottom yet. But you loosen those two on this side, and then come to this left side and loosen that one. Put that off to the side. You will have to disconnect the plug that's here for your lighter. Right there. You'll have to disconnect the plug for your lighter. Okay. Move that off to the side. Okay. Next, you're going to have some screws here. Okay. With a Phillips head. Remove those Phillips head screws and put them on the floor down there. Okay. Once you remove those Phillips head screws, you can pop this here. Okay. And this whole panel, once you remove your shift knob, for RSXs, you will have to push this down to get it unlocked off of the part that holds the shift boot in place. Okay. Pull this up here. It pops off right there and right there. And you have an exposed shifter area. This panel comes straight off, no screws. Now we can get to here. Now, you could probably do the shifter bushings here. I want more room. I want to be able to look at the sides and not drop a bushing down here. I'm going to remove the console because I want to remove the console. So we're going to do that. What we want to do next is we took off the screws here, okay? The next thing you're going to want to do, some people will break this apart here and remove those two screws, which I did, which I didn't really need to. I'm going to put them back on in a second. But you need to remove some screws from the back of the console, and I'm going to show you where those are at right now. Alright guys, we're in the back seat right now. You'll notice that we're going to have some 10 millimeters, some Phillips heads right there as well. We're going to have to remove those Phillips heads, one on each side, okay? So we need to remove those first. Once you remove those on each side, it'll look like this with no screw in there. Then, when you lift this, there's going to be a plug that you have to unplug if you have the rear adapter like this over here. Hold on. Let's get over here. Uh-oh. This adapter has a power source. So you have to unplug the power source from under here, which will be a plug like this. This plug, you need to unplug from there. Then we can go and lift out this console. I find it very easy without having to do anything else but those 4 screws and this plug, and that's it. And of course the plug at the front lighter as well, power source. So let's go pull out this console. Alright guys, next after you've came back in, you're going to remove this center console completely. You're going to come off to the side here, pull this panel out, it pops, and pull this side as well. They all pop out of place. Then you should be able to slide your console like this. I pulled my emergency brake straight up. Okay. Some people will disassemble here and take off in 2 pieces. I don't see really a reason for that. I lift mine straight up with the emergency brake up and pull it up out of the way and put it in the passenger seat. out of the way. Now I have access to the whole shifter. And you can replace these bushings as well if you buy that kit from Hybrid Racing that has like Delrin replacements. You can do that for the shifter on both these. But we're going to be replacing these base bushings. There are rubber bushings in here that hold the shifter, and we want the billet ones mounted in there to be holding the shifter. So let's do that now. Let's remove these and we'll go ahead and get going. Alright guys, I don't really need to show you all this, but I'm just going to show you need a 12 millimeter. I just felt like making it as easy as possible on me, so I put long extension on it and just started cranking on it. So there we go. I already got one loose, and we're going to do the other 4. Let's see. Let's jump into there. Also loose. Let's come here. The reason I'm doing this with you, so I can see if there's any binding issues as we do it. I believe right here is where we're going to have an issue. Right there. There's this cable line that runs wiring to the rear. What we can do is we can probably get some, let's see, does it move out of the way? Yes, we can pop it out of the way. Maybe it'll just bend it out of the way. Here, let's try bending it first. If not, we'll pop it out of the way. So let's see. Oh no, we can just bend it right out of the way. We don't have to remove that. So there we go. We're going to remove these 12s. And then once I finish removing all these, we'll look at the actual bushings on there. So this is your regular bushing here. This is what actually holds your base bushings. You'll see the shifter, actual plastic, goes between these 2 rubber parts. The way I got it out is I push the pin in the center, like that. This will come out of the bottom. Hold on, boom. See that little metal piece? Will come out of the bottom. Once the metal piece is out of the bottom, throw it off to the side. All you're left with is the little rubber bushing. So what I did is I got a flathead, and I squeezed it this way and pushed it down with a flathead. And you'll see what's left over. See that circle right there? That circle is what's left over. We basically just bent the rubber and pushed it through the hole. That's it. Pretty easy. And then the new ones, we're just going to put one on top, one on bottom like a sandwich. You don't have to wedge anything in there. So this is the aftermarket bushing here. One goes on top of the plastic, one goes underneath. And they sandwich together to hold. And you stick the bolt through them down to the chassis. I've done a few of them here. I've already put some underneath and on top. And I've already put the bolt in. So all I gotta do is tighten those bushings down. I gotta put this last one in right there. And we're good to go. Installed, all the bushings are in. We're just going to tighten it down with a 12 and we'll be done with installing these base bushings. Tighten them down with your 12 and put all the center console back like you would originally. Thank you for tuning in, guys. This is going to give us a lot stiffer shifts. You know what? Let's finish buttoning it back up and let's see how it feels, because it was kind of sloppy and shaky, and we're going to see how this shifter base actually feels now that it's solid. Let's check that out. Let's do that before we close out. Alright guys, so it's all in. Super strong. I love it. Like, there's no wiggle to it. It's just beautiful. No wiggle. But one thing we are going to do, guys, I'm going to go ahead and replace these with Delrin Hybrid Racing. There's 2 of them, one here and one here. I'm going to replace those. I just want to freshen up this car. I'm going to clean all this up, freshen up every bushing, the whole suspension system. Everything is going to be brand new. I want this car to feel amazing. It has chain suspension on it, so that's good. This shift knob, ignore this. This is just what came with the car. That's all getting updated. The next thing you'll probably be seeing from me on this car is going to be the bushings for under the bay. Now, I actually have some in there right now, but I'm going to replace them. I'll go ahead and show them to y'all so y'all can kind of see. But I'm going to be replacing those with Hybrid Racing ones. So, let's go take a look. In here, I already have, you can see they're billet. I have billet ones on both of these. But this one's fine. That one needs to be spherical. Solid billet is not good for that one because you can bend your cables. So I'm going to be having an install video on these new Hybrid Racing pieces soon. Also with the Hybrid Racing pieces that I talked about on the shifter inside. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned here to How to Honda. And we're going to be going through this RSX. So far we have 3 projects going. We have, well, 4. We have the 10th gen SI. We have the RSX. We have the all-wheel drive hatch, and we have the boosted K24 Integra, which you should be seeing a video soon about that. So we're super excited, guys, and just keep tuning in, man. Look at the updates. Talk to you later. Bye.